Hello everyone, I hope you are fine and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the classification of hypertension. So here you can see in this column, this is about the category. So here we will discuss about the blood pressure, that is optimal, normal and high normal, and then when is the hypertension, and we will also discuss about the different grades of hypertension. Then we will also discuss about the isolated systolic hypertension. So first of all, we have in the category blood pressure, and in the blood pressure, first is the optimal blood pressure. So here you can see this is basically a column of the systolic blood pressure, and the systolic blood pressure is basically the pressure that is exerted on the arterial walls when the heart contracts. Whereas the diastolic blood pressure is basically the pressure that is exerted on the arterial wall when the heart is at rest. So now what is the optimal blood pressure? When the systolic blood pressure is less than 120 and the diastolic blood pressure is less than 80. So when the blood pressure, the total blood pressure is smaller than 120 by 80, then we will call it an optimal blood pressure. Now what is a normal blood pressure? So the normal blood pressure would be when the systolic blood pressure is less than 130 and the diastolic blood pressure is 85. Then we can call it a normal blood pressure. Then we have high normal blood pressure, in which the systolic blood pressure is from 130 to 139 mmHg, that is a millimeter of mercury, and the diastolic blood pressure is from 85 to 89 millimeters of mercury. Now let's come to the hypertension. So when do we call the blood pressure as a hypertension? So at what pressures it is a hypertension? So basically we have the three different grades of the hypertension, and the grade 1 is referred to as a mild hypertension, the grade 2 is moderate, and the grade 3 is severe. So let's first discuss about the grade 1, or which is a mild hypertension. So the hypertension is basically mild when the systolic blood pressure is from 140 to 159 and diastolic blood pressure is 90 to 99. Now the grade 2, which is a moderate hypertension. So it is when the systolic blood pressure is from 160 to 179 and the diastolic blood pressure is from the 100 to 109. Now the severe hypertension, or which is also known as hypertensive crisis, or you can also call it the emergency situation. So here the systolic blood pressure is equals to or greater than 180 mmHg and the diastolic blood pressure is greater than 110 mmHg. Now let's discuss about the isolated systolic hypertension. So first of all, you should know that what is an isolated systolic hypertension. So basically it is a hypertension in which only the systolic blood pressure is raised, whereas the diastolic blood pressure would be smaller than 90 millimeters of mercury. Then let's discuss about the two grades of the isolated systolic hypertension. So in the grade 1, the systolic blood pressure is from 140 to 159, while in the grade 2, the systolic blood pressure is equals to or greater than 160. While here you can see in the grade 1 and in the grade 2, in the both of the grades, the diastolic blood pressure is less than 90 millimeters of mercury. So this was a classification of hypertension. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.